She was a nail biter until that 8th inning. You're able to do some things. Khalees lays down the bunt. Dylan King gets that insurance run, and then it kind of wide open when Diamez with the big single 2 RBI, followed by Eddie and Espinal. Just kind of talk about how you were able to kind of pull away in that inning.
Yeah, that's a really good bunt, obviously by Khalees. And then before that, the Lexus at bat to draw the walk when it's a left-on-left situation, which he handles pretty well to get the walk, and then we execute that. And then Dylan King stands in there. He's 1-2 and battles to put a ball in play, and we're off on contact to give us that little bit of separation. And then those at-bats were huge. Maduro getting hit, and then I think it was 3-2 to Diamez, really good, and stayed in there. And Espinal just does what he's been doing the last couple at-bats.
Yeah, Wiley in the game there for 5 innings. What was your thought process about putting him in? How would you evaluate it tonight?
I liked where we were at in the lineup. It was like the 3rd time through. Sandefur was a good matchup for that. He was up in the 70s. That's as far as we went with him. I thought he pitched outstanding. I thought the pickoff in the 1st inning was huge too. Like, that guy can really run. He's dangerous when he's over there, and he executed a really good long hold pick. And I think it was 3 picks in a row, and we finally get him. So that was nice.
I mean, it's baseball. You're not going to win every game. You lost last night, but how do you like how the guys responded after an opening, series loss, and how they responded to it?
Yeah, that was a tough one last night. We had chances to win. That guy carved through us, and to come back the next day and go about your preparation the right way, which they did, and hang in there because it was happening again, right? Like, if you can let that feel like well, no, it's just like last night, but they stuck with it, played some good defense, and I think it was the 2nd or 3rd inning with Antonio with the long relay. That takes a run off the board, and he comes right back in that inning, and he gets a 2-out RBI single. That was a major point in that game.
Your defense, I mean, you mentioned that play there, the pickoff, the double play when they were trying to get back in. Your defense played a clean game, helped you win this game as much as your pitching and offense did.
Yeah, I think that's when we're at our best, we can defend like that. Not only can we make the routine plays, but we can take some stuff off the board, and that's not a routine play, obviously, the Antonio Jimenez relay, but he threw that ball from Haggerty High School to home and got us an out.
You got the lead early, just like last night, but unlike last night, you were able to kind of turn that to ball again later in that last one. Like, what did you see late in the game from a hitting standpoint tonight that you didn't see last night?
Well, there was a stretch in there where we didn't do much either. When we get to the 9th, Prives finds a way on, and then the inning we already talked about, but just to stay with it, because it's very easy to go, oh, this just isn't our night, let's hope we can win this thing 2-1, but how big are those 5 runs? And give Cheese a little bit of room. I wish he could have finished it, but that was a lot to ask. Coming in the 7th, that long delay between the innings, and then he was where we needed to get him out pitch count-wise.
I know Galvan probably would have loved to get that final out, but other than that, I mean, he didn't allow a hit. I know he got some control at the end with some walks, but I like about his performance. Outstanding.
He came in right away. We brought him in at that point, so if he was clean, we only faced the lineup the one time, and he was everything we thought that he would do there. He's a difference maker. Like, you got to pay attention to 3 to 4 different pitches from that guy, and our guys believe in him.
Well, what is it about Sean Boone that made you decide to go with him to get that last out?
He's another closer type guy. He's thrown in that pretty much his whole college career. He's a strike thrower. He has no problem with that situation. He likes those dirty innings.
Last night it was the 95 team. Tonight it was your teams basically being honored. So what was this weekend like? Seeing a lot of familiar faces, old teammates, old coaches. I'm sure this has been a lot of fun for you.
Yeah, it's been awesome. From the golf tournament to just having the guys here. A lot of those guys maybe not have even been back, let alone back all together, which is a whole nother thing. And to see all those guys together, they've already talked to me about the experiences during the game and how much it meant to them. And I mean, those guys mean a lot to me. I was just fortunate enough to play on those teams with a bunch of really good players and a really good coach, and I'm just glad they were back.
Incredible turnout, too. Like, it was flooded there, and of course, Coach throwing out the first pitch to your daughter. I mean, that was a special moment, I would imagine.
Yeah, that's why I kept the sunglasses on. That was a tough one for me. It was awesome, and he asked for that. Like, I asked him, Coach, who do you want to catch it? He's like, your daughter's catching it. I was like, oh, okay, all right. But I think she was probably the most nervous out of anybody. Easton was.
You ever got to take back and just kind of look around, because you look at, talk about those teams. That's when this stadium was built, and you were, starting to kind of build a fan base. It was hard to do that when you were playing at Tinker Field and years before on the other side of campus. But you look around, and this place is packed, and it's not because you're playing Florida or Miami, someone that brought a lot of fans. I mean, this program's come a long way in 25 years.
Yeah, it has. And I kind of, like you said, pinch myself when I'm in there, and there's a couple times where I took this jersey off and never knew if I was going to be able to put it on again, and those were hard days for me. So that's kind of why I always put the jersey on, even if I'm wearing a jacket, just because it means a lot to me. It obviously means a lot to all those guys that showed up, and where this thing is at right now and where we can take it, we're very excited about
And the
it.
alumni believes in you. Like I talked to a lot of them during the game, and your name come up constantly about, hey, Rich is doing this, and that's got to mean a lot to you. To have the fact that they have your back.
100%. Like if you can, anybody that's ever played a team sport, when your teammates believe in you and they're pulling for you, there's nothing more in the world that you would want.
We've seen alumni recognitions before, where the current head coach obviously, stands with them every, you did that not last night with the 1995 team. Does it feel different when you're the one that actually is also among the honorees? You're not just there as the current head coach of the program, but you're there as part of that group?
Yeah, I mean, that was my team. Those were my teammates. That was my family. And that's a big thing we try to get our guys. Like at some point in time, that's going to be done here. And your closest friends and your true family, besides your blood family, is going to be your UCF baseball family. And it's super special.
Who was the best golfer on Friday?
Ooh, I didn't get to watch a lot of. I just know Mike Fox hit a ball about 900 yards, so that was good enough for me.
So you have the rubber match now tomorrow. What do you hope that your players take with them from tonight and tomorrow?
Well, this is the Big 12. This is a conference weekend. Every single game is going to be like this, and just like they were in BYU, just like they've been to this point, it's about who plays the game better and holds in there. And hopefully, in the last hour on Sunday, we can do some things to help us win a series.
Appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it.